Dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey podcast in the Ruby Track Studios, episode 311.
311?
Yes, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. Summer has kicked off with a bang. Lots of wheeling, lots of camping, lots of fun.
That's good. That's what summer's all about.
Yes, yes.
The kids are all out of school and whatnot, but
yeah, I guess graduations are happening or have happened, and yeah,
they should all be done now. Yeah,
I know Cal Poly graduated today. That the day we're recording this, so yeah, it's wild. Here we are, almost the end of June.
Next thing you know, it'll be Christmas time.
4th of July. Oh, you're jumping way ahead.
Well, it seems like time is just traveling so fast. I mean,
so we should do our Christmas episode next week.
Perfect. Let's get it. Let's get the shopping list done.
Wheeling Wine and Whiskey buying guide. Shop early, shop often.
And make sure you put Ruby Tracks on your list.
There you go. Put the Ruby. Oh, yes. That'd be great to have under the tree. Santa would have to make a couple loads, I think, though.
Yeah, a couple trips down the chimney.
Those are big. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What would they weigh? A few 100 pounds each or something, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know the exact weight, but
Rudolph will be pissed.
They're big, though. I mean, they take up room because they got a large footprint.
Yeah, yeah.
But Ruby Tracks are definitely on my Christmas list.
Well, Rudolph better get his ass to the gym because he needs to exercise to be able to haul those Ruby Tracks to all of.
That's it.
All the Christmas
got a gym membership, sponsored gym membership.
Yeehaw!
Lorenzo said he can do it. He said he'll personally deliver them. How about that? He'll put on his Santa hat and he'll just fly right over to your house and drop off the Ruby Tracks.
So wear a red nose on his red little decoration on his nose.
No red nose.
Okay. Well,
but he is willing to do that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm sure. So I'm sure there's gonna be a trade-off.
There'll be something. It'll cost somehow, some way. It'll cost us.
Exactly. There's nothing for free. Nothing's ever for free.
Wait. He's asking where our jet is. He actually has the balls to ask where our jet is. No, it's long gone, thanks to you.
Tyson had to sell the jet. We couldn't afford to maintain it.
No, we had to pay off the bills. Jeez. Anyways, all right. Well, hey, you got some feedback, voicemails, something there?
I do. We don't have any voicemails. We're working through some technical difficulties.
Apparently, there's some technical difficulty there. You think we'd have this shit figured out after 300 episodes, but there's still new technology creates new problems, and I'm going to leave it at that.
We're going to work through it. We always because we give till it hurts here, and we're going to figure out a way to make it hurt even more.
The good thing is that I didn't erase any of those voicemails, so I'll go back to the early last couple of weeks. Yes, so we can because people have been chiming in like, what did Cody the albino sand squirrel really say? And
I don't know that the world really ever will know.
Well, no, we will. We'll have that. So
it's like how many licks does it take to go to the center of a Tootsie Pop, right?
Yeah. In the meantime, let's see what you got.
All right. In the meantime, here we go. So this is some, again, this is office. We have multiple ways for people to give us feedback. And this is from Spotify, which is super cool. The feedback is, per episode, which we like because we can, hear what people think about each individual episode.
Yes.
So this one is for episode 309. That's me by myself, solo. The episode's title Solo, like the cup. And, this came in 9 days ago. This is first review or feedback is from Ash. And he writes to me, "Hey, Chris, definitely change the battery. Winching will show up an old battery every time, even though they handle cranking duties easily." And I agree with that.
Yep.
So I am going to buy a new battery. It's on the list to take care of in the next week or so. I just need to find a place to go buy it. So I don't want to these things weigh like 80 pounds. I don't want to ship it.
No.
And then I'll get that taken care of. So thank you for the feedback. And that's from
Actually,
Ash ATB.
I have bought an Optima battery through Amazon, and it was free shipping. So I got my money's worth on that one.
I think I'm going to get an Odyssey. I don't know. I'll see if
Odyssey. Odyssey, I mean. I've got an Odyssey as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll check into Amazon. Have that driver be all pissed off at me. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah. He'll throw it at your front door.
Nice. All right. So then we got a second. Oh, this is short and sweet, and you're going to like this one from Richard D'Agostino. And he writes, Toyota suck.
Oh, I knew it. Thank you. I didn't have to say it this episode. There it is. Thank you.
Short, sweet, 2 words, boom, done.
Perfect.
So,
great.
Thank you, Richard. Truer words are never spoken. But and then we then kind of going old school. This is going back to iTunes and the original avenue for people to listen to our wonderful podcast. Okay. This is a 5-star review from handle is Back in Action, and he's congratulating us on our 300th episode, 300 episodes, and. Wow. He writes, this is nice. He says, I've been listening for about a year. Figured I should leave a review to show support. Thanks for doing what you do. The podcast needs more love. Oh, I love the final sentence.
Oh, no.
The podcast needs more love for Dodges.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah. Dodge Ram truck. Oh, Cummins turbo diesel.
Have your fucking moment.
That's a 5-star review. Thank you so much from Mr. Buy Back in Action. So
Back in Action. Well, I'd say DM me and I'll send you a sticker, and I will send you a sticker, but it's going to be a snail trail sticker. So,
oh geez,
go ahead and DM your address.
That's all I need.
Get that sticker out to you. Oh, that's great. Oh, thanks for listening. Sorry you drive a Dodge.
They're great trucks.
Eddie fired his up this morning. I thought a concrete truck came into camp.
Those old ones are loud.
Who ordered concrete this morning?
They're so loud. The old ones, man, it's crazy. I mean, mine's even louder than yours, but nowhere near as loud as his.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right, well, that's cool. Good feedback there. Good reviews, and yeah, you can leave a voicemail. We'll get this thing figured out here. It's 800-408.
No, 408.
Oh, no, it's 408-800-5169. 408.
That's right.
5169er. Yes. Giggity. Well,
and as Jason said, you can DM him at Wheeling Wine Whiskey on the Instagram, and we'd be more than happy to send a sticker. And that's a reminder to all you out there that have never written a review. Please do so at Spotify or iTunes, or you can even go to irate4x4.com. Austin set up a wonderful site for off-road enthusiasts to participate in different forums for whatever platform of vehicle you seem to be a fan of, whether it's Toyota or Jeep or International Harvester or whatever your heart desires. But you scroll down to watch, listen, and discuss, and you'll see our show there. And you can, listen to episodes or all of our past episodes, but you can also write feedback and have conversations there with other listeners of the show, other fans, which is super cool too.
There you go. Yeah. Awesome. Well, you want to get into our main discussion here?
Yeah. What did you do? You went to Moonrocks. I missed out again on going to Moonrocks.
Moonrocks it was great. It was warm. It really got warm on Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning, but wonderful time with a bunch of families. Unfortunately, there was some RVs that had problems getting there. But boy, Anthony from DFF has no quit, and he got that thing going, and he was there Saturday morning, so he was able to participate in all the reindeer games. We had another buddy, Rob, and his family. He had a big motorhome like Black Betty, like Carlos's motorhome, Super C. and unfortunately, his rear main seal on the brake axle was going out, and the brakes were getting covered in oil.
That's
so that
never
wasn't good. So he had to turn around. He grabbed his enclosed trailer and truck and drove up there and had fun with us. So that was cool.
Good.
Yeah, lots of. I think we had 27 people total in camp.
Wow.
And it was quiet. There was only 3 camps like in the main area. There was one down below. We had the section right in front of Butt Crack, and then there was one right above us. And then further up the road is another like flat, nice flat area. And that's where a lot of people go that have side-by-sides and stuff, because that gives you direct access to those trails out there, side-by-sides and dirt bikes. So if you don't want to play on the rocks, there's no reason to camp in right where we camp, but we like to play on the rocks. Right. And whole reason for
this is the week after Memorial Day weekend, right?
It was it 1 or 2 weeks after? I don't know. It's all a blur to me now. But let's see. Let me look at the old calendar here. Yeah, I think it was. Yes, it was the weekend after Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, that's correct. So it was clean out there.
Everybody blew their wad the week before.
I don't think it's that busy anymore. I think after Banana Man incident, people have moved on to other places. I don't know. But it was super clean. They had a cleanup out there. I know the weekend. So it was 2 weeks after Memorial Day weekend. It was 2 weeks because they had a cleanup. Harry Wagner heads that up, Friends of Moonrocks, and they did a big cleanup out there. And I mean, the place was spotless. It was very nice.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
We usually hit it that weekend, and we're there to help out, but we moved it back a week this year for some reason. So 'tis what it is. So so sat down with Carlos from Tac One Fab, and of course, old friend of the podcast there, Samurai James, is no longer has Samurai. And so it was cool. Got to do a little recap on the events that unfolded, and it was good stuff. It's good stuff.
Right on.
So without further ado, let's just hop right into that recording.
Perfect.
Shall we?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're here. Moonrocks 2025 annual event, sitting in BB Studios. We'll call it the Black Betty Studios. On my left is none other than the owner of BB Studio, Black Betty, Carlos Mancias. How are you, sir?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. We're out here at Moonrocks Sunday. Oh, it's like still morning, I think. Barely. Yep, 11:59. Still morning. Good morning, everybody. And then to my right is none other, no stranger to the podcast, longtime listener, many-time caller, Samurai James. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having me on.
Right on, man. It's good to have everybody here. We're the last standing Mohicans. Everybody deserted us, and but we said, hey, let's record a podcast before we leave. It's about 96 degrees outside right now.
At least.
It's pretty hot.
Feels like 105.
Right? It does. Up here in the Nevada desert, it definitely feels 10 degrees hotter than what it actually is. But we're going to do a little recap on the not all the accounts from the weekend, but all the highlights, if you will. But let's start with Carlos, man. What have you been up to? It's been, I think, a year since you've been on the podcast. Is that right?
Yeah. Moonrocks last year.
Yeah, Moonrocks last year.
1 year anniversary.
So what's, this is
our 11th consecutive year coming up here. Yeah.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah, so Anthony made it up. We had a day of diversity on Friday.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah, we had a couple of different parties have breakdowns on the way up, and one of them being Anthony and Lene. But Anthony is a determined man, and he got that thing put back together and wanted to come up Friday night, but ended up coming up first thing Saturday morning. So,
yeah, I think if he was solo, he would have been up here Friday night, right?
Yep.
But he had the whole family, the 3 kids and the wife, and that's like, nope, we'll leave in the morning, which is a good call.
Yep. Yeah, we were super bummed to hear that he was having problems, so that kind of put a hitch in everything because we had the meals all planned out, and so we had to scramble. But it all worked out. We always have way more food than we need, and nobody starves. And
No, we reset real quick. We just flipped Saturday night dinner to Friday night, and Friday night dinner became Saturday night. So it all worked. Nobody went hungry. Nobody ever goes hungry in our camp.
yeah.
So
Or thirsty.
or
for that
thirsty.
matter.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I was going to say. We had plenty of beer and whiskey, so we were fine.
Yeah. So we had 28 people or something. I think 30 people.
30 people. There was a
Wow.
lot of people.
Is this the biggest out of the 11 years?
Yes.
Definitely.
By far.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
By far, and I knew half of them.
Yeah. Right. It was like friends of friends and acquaintances from different stuff, and
We made a bunch of new friends.
yeah.
Yep.
And Jack and Kay came out. Jack goes to King of the Hammers. First timers at Moonrocks, but been how many years at King of the Hammers now, Jack? 6 years he's been coming out to King of the Hammers. I drug him out there, and he loved it. So now he goes out there. And you're 82? Oh, 83. 83. Still doing it. Yeah, he wins. I'm no longer the oldest person in the room. Yes, that's right. So, and then I think James Rhonda and I, we've been coming the same amount, right? This is our third year?
Yeah, I'd say third year, right?
Oh, you got one more?
Yeah, then you.
Oh.
You didn't come the first year.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I must have been busy, or I wasn't on the invite list or something.
Probably out douche cooping or something.
No, I didn't have a douche cube back then.
Then Dave was a repeat customer, so
That's right.
Dave Ainsworth.
Yeah, Dave Ainsworth's back. And then, so who else we had? Oh, Pryor
Pryor
and Anna.
Yep.
Big
And then
Pete.
Big
He was
Pete
a
came
first
out.
time caller
Yeah.
with Lynn. He had the douche coop.
He did.
And then friends of Jack and ours, Rob and John, they brought their families out. They had their, John had a brand new 4-seater Polaris. Broke that sucker in yesterday. Did some pinstriping, some granite rock pinstriping on the driver
Yeah,
and
it's not so
passenger
new
side.
anymore.
And then Rob had his side-by-side.
And they had trouble coming up too. I think they
Oh, yeah.
motorhome.
They ditched a motor.
They ditched a new motorhome, and it's similar to yours. They had wheel bearings leaking oil onto the rear brake pads. Caliper the deal there. So that's not good. I don't know if it's brake pads. Probably brake pads on there. Are you drum brakes?
Drum brakes.
Yeah, drum brakes.
Drum brakes, right?
Yeah.
Big rig stuff.
And then we had Trent and Amanda and his family.
Trent Roberts. So we had some Ultra 4 representation right here in camp, and their kids. So that was fun. Trent sent it pretty hard in his his luxury vehicle, the Lexus.
The Lexus FJ80.
Yep. So the first day, within an hour or two,
I think within a half hour of pulling that off the trailer, he broke an axle.
he broke a rear axle, and it's an oddball FJ80 full floater rear.
Yep.
And we called all our Toyota buddies and people around, and we could not locate an axle anywhere in the area. Called Summit, we're near Summit and Reno, and nothing. So he was freewheeling it yesterday with us and made it pretty far, but then said, you know what, let's bring this back to camp.
Yeah, I didn't slow him down much. He did
No.
some custom body work on it.
He did. He also
He didn't have to, but he did.
That same granite rock that got the side-by-side also got his driver and passenger rear door there.
Yeah, I told him before we left for the trail, I said, hey, we're going to get to some spots, and you're probably going to want me to help pull you up. And the one spot, when I turned around to help pull him up, he was already sending it and had already done his body work. So,
But he didn't break any glass. He couldn't roll his driver's side window down, but a
or
quarter
open
of the way.
door.
Yeah. Have to Dukes of Hazzard that thing now. Get in and out.
Yeah, that gas pedal in there is just for looks. He's got that pedal, that throttle on and on and off switch.
It's that Ultra 4 racer mentality. I think that's just the way they're wired. That's what I'm learning. It's either on or off.
Yep, nothing else.
Then we had Keith here in Cash Money.
Oh, yeah, Cash Money.
Cash Money, his dog. So Keith was here, fellow Minden resident. And he had his Polaris, but he has a brand new Kawasaki that he's building up. So that's going to be pretty cool when he gets that done, because he's been rock crawling with us for the last year and a half, 2 years. And he wants to step up his game. So
I was trying to talk him into a buggy last night.
I know. Yeah, he may.
He's getting a Kawasaki?
Yeah, he has
Okay.
it already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's building it up.
Cool.
So because they do really well on the rocks.
Cool.
So, who are we missing? There was a Horton. Horton showed
with
up.
who?
How do we forget Horton and Clint from the Truckee area? So that was cool. Of course, I think Horton put on the most miles of anybody here.
Yeah.
Always.
Always. He had fun on the waterfall. That was a little...
Oh, man. Yeah. So let's just, people showed up Friday and we had a nice evening, nice taco night. And too hot to have a campfire. But it was nice. It was very nice in the evening. It was a little breeze and it was cooled off and hung out and drank some whiskey. Some what'd you have? Horse Soldier that you brought out?
Yep.
Yeah,
Horse
that's good
Soldier.
stuff.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Pete didn't share what he. Oh wait, he shared last night with me. He had the
did.
McKenna last night.
That was good.
Oh shit, that was good whiskey too. So anyways, and then Saturday morning we did our breakfast. We did our kitchen sink hash. Sweet potato hash. That came out great.
Yeah, that's never. You're never not gonna want.
No,
that.
chorizo, chicken, sweet potatoes, onions, peppers, mushrooms, and then eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was everything in there. It was incredible.
Yeah.
And then we did. It took a little while to get out of camp, get everybody situated. Anthony had to get unloaded and get all his stuff situated because he had just rolled into camp.
Yep.
So we, I don't know. I think we rolled out at like 11 something yesterday.
Yeah, just in
It's kinda
time for the
late.
heat.
Yeah, just in time for the heat. And man, that's when I love my buggy because my engine's behind me. I don't get any engine heat at all. It's just once you get moving, it's like natural air conditioning. So
Yeah,
nice.
it was so hot. I was just like, "Good luck, guys."
Yeah, we definitely don't have that.
Yeah. Yeah, but your little 4-cylinder doesn't put out too much.
Only when you're
heat.
moving. No, come on, 6 now.
Oh, it's 6. That's right. You're 6. Sorry. Yeah, so then we went out to the boondoggle trail.
Yeah.
Well, we were heading out towards boondoggle. We hit the suburban canyon first, right? They
Yeah,
call it suburban
and I don't
canyon?
know who was navigating, but we went in a couple
was
of
not
circles.
good.
It was a tour.
So
We went the long way around.
Horton started, and he's Mr. Onyx. So I'm like, okay, we'll follow him. And then he went the wrong way. I'm looking at my Onyx. I'm like, we passed the exit. And so then we turned around, went on that, and then had to make a couple more diversions. But we found it. And we were in the
it's all
canyon.
good. We were in the desert. We were having fun.
Yep. We were wheeling, and you get in there, and then there's an old suburban, I guess that somebody brought out there and abandoned, and then it washed down the canyon and got filled up with rock and dirt and everything, and you drive right over it.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Yep.
And the trail gets pretty spicy, and that's where that boulder was that started taking out sides of vehicles and marking up brand new Polarises and stuff, and a Lexus. It was I think it was a little selective on the nicer vehicles because I didn't hit it. Mine's all scraped up, but I didn't hit that rock. You hit that rock?
No, I was not there.
No, I
Oh,
didn't
that's
hit it.
right. You didn't make it on the run.
No.
So Rhonda had some coworkers come out. Yeah. So you stayed back to give them rides and.
Yeah, we were making hot laps all over up here, and found a bunch of cool new lines that I hadn't played on, and really cool.
That's
Watched
cool.
some pretty wild things go down with the natives, and it's pretty fun.
And Pryor stayed back. Did he wheel with you?
Yeah, Pryor
Okay.
wheeled, and there was somebody else. Oh, our neighbor Clayton was out here, and
Okay.
his Toyota, and he was bouncing around a bit. So
Yeah.
Kyle.
Yeah. Oh, Ryder came up yesterday to me. He has that Ford Ranger that he races Ultra 4, but he hurt his back, so he hasn't been racing lately. But he had that nice Ford Ranger, the blue
Oh yeah.
Ford Ranger that he races at Prairie City and stuff. And he did King of the Hammers. But, so it was good to see him. Okay, so you guys hung out in camp. We were on that trail, and we had, 10 rigs or something? There was quite a few rigs.
Yeah.
And then it dwindled down as the trail got harder.
Yep.
Got to the top of the trail without any more incidents,
Right.
and even with the Lexus. And
Yep.
then that's when Trent tapped out. He goes, "Hey, I'm headed back to camp."
Yep. Yeah.
'Cause he
His
had to get winch
his air
forms.
conditioning was going.
Oh,
out,
is that
too.
what it was? The air conditioning
Yeah.
stopped working?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and he was on 3-wheel, so he thought he better not push it.
Perfect. And then, because Boondoggle's way more spicy of a trail than Suburban Canyon there. And so it's an adventure. I had a solid map on Onyx from last year to get around from the top of Suburban Trail to the bottom of Boondoggle. And I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, Horton, because he's like, here, let me download. I got the maps, and so I uploaded it into Onyx, and I know just enough about Onyx to kind of figure stuff out. I got it uploaded, but it overlaid that road that we started taking to what I thought was the bottom of. I had the pin so I knew where we were headed, but it turned into a goat trail single track that we would have been bushwhacking to get, and it literally was like 300 yards away. That's what sucks. We were so close to the trail, but we had to backtrack and go around. But that's, part of the beauty of the desert. And you think, oh, it's a piece of cake. It's wide open and you can see, there's not many trees, but there's all these canyons and, things and a little mountain. And you can get lost pretty quick. And there's so many trails. So anyways, we backtracked and then found the bottom of the trail. And I was in the very back, which I kind of enjoy because I get to see everybody else, going up the canyon in front. And we started on that trail, and let's talk about that trail. What'd you get? I can't look at James. I'm looking at Carlos now.
It was pretty blown out, I thought. It was pretty blown out. It definitely was. It's definitely changed from last year.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if it was a hard combination of hard winter, more wheelers on it, or what. Maybe both. But it was dug out. The big rocks were even bigger, and and they were rolling around too. There was some big like 5-6 foot boulders moving.
Yep. Yeah, and they were moving under the buggy. Yep.
Yes, and under the buggy.
That line that you helped spot me up, that big old boulder was moving under my buggy.
Oh,
sure.
Yeah. I watched that thing flip up when you backed up, and then when you drove on it, flip back down. I'm like, okay. So, we worked our way through there. Did anybody winch in that section? They were stacking rocks up ahead. Who?
We lost Pete there.
Yeah, we did. Pete got into that real spicy first section in his Can-Am, and he can wheel, but he's like, I don't need to be forcing this thing right now.
Yeah, and he had Lynn with him.
And,
so I thought
it's a short trail, if we were going to a destination, for camping or something, it would have been different, but since it was just a little day trip, he's like, I'm out, and he knows the area, so he went back to camp. But they were stacking rocks. The Toyota somehow got out front. I don't know who let that happen. So we were at super low 3 transfer case crawl ratio going up the trail. With a standby. So anyways, we got everybody up that section, and then everybody did well. And then I saw Horton's rig just like ready to launch. I mean, it was straight up and down.
Yep.
And he's trying to do this last waterfall.
Yep.
And I'm like, I remember that waterfall, but I don't remember it being that hard.
No, I didn't remember it being that hard either.
It was dug out, and so, I got out, walked up there, and he, Horton's not afraid to put tires on anything, and he's not afraid to get after it, too. And he tried every frickin' line. Couldn't go. So I said, okay, we got a winch. So we reel out his winch line, and we actually hooked to a big-ass boulder in the middle of the trail.
Yeah.
Because there's no trees. And I said, I don't think this boulder will move. And it didn't. That boulder did not budge one bit. I was watching. And so he winched himself up. Clint winched himself up. And then it was Dave Ainsworth's turn.
Yep.
4-steer buggy. And I'm like, okay, well, he should be able to make it. And he worked it. And there's this little knob at the bottom that he could catch with the driver's rear. And as soon as he started figuring that out, he was able to get up.
Yep.
But he worked it for a good 5 minutes or so, I'd say.
It was a wheelbase game.
It was a wheelbase game on that. That's where wheelbase...
And a power game.
Yeah, they're definitely power for sure. The wheelbase would help if you had power. But, and then it was my turn, which I'm only 110, but I'm watered in the front. So the front end was planted, and as steep as that was... I never felt it never got light in the front. I did the suck down winch a little bit, and I put tires on it slow, crawled it, and I'm like, okay, it feels okay, and it didn't feel great, but it felt okay. And then I said, okay, I gotta hit it. I gotta get over that little bump at the bottom. So I hit it, and you just kind of work up to it, and I almost had it, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna work. So then I backed up and then hit it with my purse, and then was able to let the eagle sing,
Yep.
and
Could hear that.
and it popped right up, and that was pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
So, and then you were next, right?
I think
No.
Anthony.
Oh, Anthony was in his 4-steer.
I'm sure he just walked it.
Yeah. He should put wood paneling on the side of that family cruiser there, man. And it's what's his wheelbase is
120. Yep.
So he's 10 inches longer.
Yep.
But it's a 5-seater for his kids and the wife and
A door slammer.
Yeah, a door. It's got doors.
It's got 4 doors on it.
4 doors.
Bench seat in the front, which was my idea.
Yeah, which is a
I
great idea.
take credit for that.
So they put the oldest in the middle in the front, and he's
Yep.
got his seatbelt and everything, PRP seats, and then the kids in the back got their super cool race harness,
Yep.
frickin' car seats, chairs, whatever.
Yeah, it's a sweet rig.
It's a really sweet rig, and it's 4-steer, and yeah. So I was just getting out of my rig. Turned around, he was already on my ass. So I didn't even see him go up. So apparently it was pretty effortless.
Yeah.
I didn't hear any whoop hows or anything.
No.
No.
I didn't see him go up it, but I knew that it would be stealth. So
Yeah, it was very stealth.
And then I put my daughter in the driver's seat
that's
of my
right.
buggy, and I told her to just put wheels on it and see what it felt like. And if she wasn't comfortable with it, then she didn't have to do it. And so I got her up there. She got to where she was looking at the sky, and she says, "No, Dad, I'm out." So, and that was fair.
That was
I was
very
really
fair.
proud of her for
Yeah.
doing that. So
No, that was cool. And I'm going to say that thing was, just over 45-degree angle. I mean,
Yeah.
it's probably pushing, 48
for sure,
degree, just to give the listeners an idea of how steep this thing is. And it's
especially if you do the line where you put your driver on that rock
That-
face, the
yes.
high rock
yeah,
on the
you
left.
you get some traction on the left. There's some
Yeah.
rocks that protrude out. And yeah, that puts you even more.
So she jumped out.
Yep.
And I jumped in.
Yep.
Got the suck down winch going, and I gave you guys the triple low show
The Triple Low
I
Show.
like
because Toyotas don't suck.
So yeah, you got Toyota engine and
So I put her in,
transfer cases
I put her in triple low and did the suck down winch, and Anthony was up there, but I knew my line, so I was
Yeah.
just watching him and looking straight up at the sky, and I put it in second gear in triple low and just creeped right up it.
the Triple Low.
I don't
Show.
even think I spun a tire.
You did not. So
A little bit.
I was
Yeah.
back, so all I could see was your front end, and I saw you put the tire on the rock, and I'm like, well, there's a line. And then, your tire was just barely turning, but yet you were moving forward. And I go, son of a gun, he's going to walk this thing, and you walked right up.
Red labels,
Yeah.
Toyota transfer cases.
Yeah. Okay, I'll let you have your second of glory here. So that was cool. Who was behind you? Anybody?
That was it.
No, that was it.
I was
right?
riding drag.
We were. That was the wrap at that
Yeah.
point.
I was riding drag and then put Caitlin back in the driver's seat, and she did that last little step, which was a little sketchy for her, but she did really good, and she drove home.
Yeah, because I started out as drag, but then when people were getting stuck, I did some NASCAR passing on some passing lanes there, so I got around a few people.
Robbins Racing.
Yeah, Revan's racing. That's right.
That's right.
So then we got to the top and was like, well, okay, that was a damn good trail. I mean, what is it? It's like, I don't even know if you could put it in miles. I mean, it's
No.
like yards.
Yeah.
600 yards?
Yeah.
700, 800 yards? I don't know. It's not very
Yeah.
long.
It's
But-
not even a quarter mile.
But not even a quarter mile, but it's spicy.
Yeah.
And it's got like 3 sections that get your attention. So then, we popped out there, and then it's like dirt roads back to camp. And by that time, it was like pushing 3 o'clock, I think, 2:30,
Yeah.
3 o'clock.
yeah, it was
And it was
definitely
hot.
beer 30.
It was hot, and we're like, we got to get back to camp. So
Yeah.
then we all got back to camp, and then, And then it was, start working on dinner and cocktails and showers and
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
made some kick-ass burgers.
gourmet burger night. Yeah, we had all kinds of toppings and bacon and mushrooms and cheeses.
Yeah,
and
Kristen
grilled
brought the
onions.
mushrooms. Those
Yeah.
were money.
Yeah, that did turn out well.
It was
Well,
very good.
garlic and butter, man. You can't go wrong. And the Who's Your Sister sauce. Somebody found the Who's Your Sister sauce. I didn't have any more left in my
That
camper.
was Dave Ainsworth.
Oh, perfect. That's impressive. Yeah. So, that's a good little hack. Pro tip, if you like mushrooms, sauteed mushrooms on your steaks, burgers, whatever. Super simple. Butter, garlic, saute that up, and then add a little Who's Your Sister Worcestershire sauce at the end. Finish it off, and oh man, they're just money.
Yeah.
Then what was up with the desserts? We had so many desserts the first night, and so many desserts the second night.
Yeah.
I was like, holy
We
smokes.
still have some.
Did you find a
Yeah.
secret stash?
No, of what?
Oh, Pete had ice cream sandwiches.
No, that's oh wait, he did hand me one, I think. No, did he? I don't know if he did or not. Rhonda didn't get one. Oh gosh.
I never got my hands on any ice cream, but we had plenty of cake. What else did we have? Those cookie bars that Pryor brought.
Oh my God, Anna. Yeah, they were those. Are they called magic bars or what are they? I don't know. There was coconut. There was peanut butter, chocolate chips. Oh my gosh,
Just calling them magic bars. I was telling
magic
him,
bars.
I was telling him after he had fed everybody, he had to announce that he put some special herbs in them.
Yeah. we were questioning. we were like, okay, what's in here?
Don't panic, it's organic.
Yeah, exactly. No, they were
weren't.
clean. They were clean.
They were very good.
Oh yeah,
Well, that's right.
So then it was cool because what's great about this place, Moonrocks, you camp in this big old open dirt area that's not very level. Trying to get your RV levels just entertaining. I mean, it took me a good 45 minutes to get everything level when I got here. But anyways, you're right, front row seat for nighttime entertainment on the rocks. It's Big Thunder Mountain Railroad right in front of you, and so it was cool. So we heard some people banging off the rev limiters, so we drug our chairs out to the front row, and it was great. So Anthony was out there, Rhonda was driving the buggy. I go, oh yeah, no, that's Rhonda, and you were riding with Anthony.
Yep.
In the family buggy. You were out there, Carlos, right?
Yeah, I had taken the kids out.
The kids, yeah. And then we had a couple other people out here that we didn't know, but were participating. Pryor was out there. Yeah, so we just sat back. I was sipping on my whiskey. I decided at dinner, I said, nope, not going out. So I poured myself a hefty pour of whiskey, and that just brought me into the evening very nicely.
Then James had that one more line condition.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
poor Pryor did too.
Actually, a lot of people had one more line condition. I think there was a lot of carnage that left here at Moonrocks.
Okay. So we talked about 2 motorhomes breaking down on the way here.
Yep.
So now, and then Trent broke a rear drive shaft.
Yep.
Axle shaft.
Axle shaft, thank you. There's the technicality, you're right. Okay, now let's talk about the carnage from last night.
Oh man, it stacked up quick. So where do we want to start? We'll leave the blue ribbon till last, huh?
I agree.
Okay. All right. So out wheeling. What was that green monstrosity? Was that a leftover Cherokee?
I think it no
was.
idea. It had a
But
V8 of some
It
sort.
had a V8 of some sort.
It was a bastardized buggy
Yeah.
operation. It started out as something.
They were pulling the plugs, I think, like every, I don't know, half hour and blowing the oil out of it.
Oh,
and it
no.
just, yeah.
So it had a weird tick. You said it was valve train.
I thought it was valve train.
And we could hear it in what we're like freaking 100 yards from Butt Crack, the famous line that's just right in the middle of the obstacle or Moonrocks here. And you hear this tick, and I'm like, that's not valve train because it wasn't consistent with engine RPM.
Right.
It was weird, but it sounded to me like a fan hitting a fan shroud. It was that kind of tick.
It really sounded like that,
But he
when
has
I got,
electric fans.
yeah, electric fans. I got close to it. It looked like it was an LS motor, but it had electric fans that were definitely not metal. That sounded like old school.
No, there was metal.
CJ7.
It was metal on metal.
Yeah, it was not pretty, and I really think that was the valve train going on.
Something was
And
was
by-
not happy.
By the end of the night, he blew that thing sky high.
It was done.
And then, which was no surprise because that guy didn't know any other. Oh yeah, he was Mr. Butt Crack. I think he must have did that 250 times.
Oh
last
my
night?
gosh, yeah.
At a minimum.
Yeah.
Hemorrhoid, yeah.
Oh gosh. And it's afternoon now.
Yep.
Here we go, deteriorating. Nobody's drinking either.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, then next up, I think it was a little earlier in the day, but we also had a Suzuki Samurai out there very clean looking rig. But
I saw that roll in.
Yeah.
When we were getting ready to leave for the trails, I saw that come in.
Yeah, very nice rig. It was. I know the rear axle was a Dana 44, but that one left a chat too. He snapped the housing and the third member. Kicked the diff plate out, so the whole thing just completely grenaded. Third member and all, shafts, housing, it's all gone. So he had a pretty good hard hit. He tried to bounce it up something, came down, never let off the throttle, caught traction, and bye-bye.
Housing, everything.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
All gone. So there was that one. And then I broke mine on a backside line there on here at Moonrocks. It's a pretty cool little up and over. It's kind of a wheelbase game. If you got a short wheelbase, you'll have no issues. Anything 105, you're like at the perfect wheelbase to go right up and over.
Yeah.
Anything longer, and you're always in two different holes trying to climb, and it's a little slick and a little at an angle off camber, so it's easy to slide. And I slid off the wrong line, or off the right line there, and I said, "Oh, what the hell? I'll still give it a shot." And went up and over, got high centered, turtled out, and then Clint also turtled out there. Horton turtled out there. And so we were all kind of nudging each other off. We just go up, put the tire next to theirs, and, they bump right off and keep going.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool technique that, some people may not know about. If you're, it's kind of more of a buggy thing because you're not worried about body panels and stuff. But, your buddy gets a little screwed up, and you can wedge a tire up against one of their tires to give them traction, right?
Right.
Yep. So that's a cool little technique. I don't know if that's got a name.
I have no idea.
Tyler would probably call it boofing, but that's boofing off a rock, so I don't know what that would be called if, we'll have to come up with a name.
Yeah. Chime in,
Rubber
listeners.
assistance. Yeah, call in. What's our phone number?
408-800-5169.
Very impressive. Very nice. Good call, James.
I got you, Jason.
That was impressive. Thank you very much. If we call in and let's come up with a name for that. 408-800-5169. You got any comment on that, Carlos?
I have no comment.
You know that technique, though.
On the rubber
on rubber?
Yeah, I have no comment.
Okay.
I understand it, though.
Yeah, understand it. Okay, good.
So anyway, actually, I think Horton was the first one that got stuck, and he bumped off, and then Clint did it, and Horton bumped him off, and I did it, and I'm high centered, so Horton came up to give me the little bump, and for some odd reason, his truck somehow caught traction, and I somehow picked up his truck. He followed all the way up to the top of the tire. He was no longer below, and just with that little bit of weight there, it broke my axle shaft. And I gotta imagine, I gotta imagine that axle shaft had to have been hurt, because it's not like it was hardcore planted on top, mounted. It was just a split second with no pressures. I mean, the tire is hanging 4 feet off the ground, so there's nothing for it to bind on or anything like that. So,
well, you've definitely put that through its paces, and to last that long, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So, and it's just a stock 14 bolt, stock shaft. So
easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
What did you say? A couple $100 from Yukon?
Yeah, Yukon Chromoly. Looked like Amazon had them for $3.29.
Probably get one for free from the junkyard.
Oh, you could do that too. Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony said he might have one in the.
Oh, there you go.
In the back. So
that's good.
Yeah, I'll probably
have it stock.
Up.
Yeah, none of my axle shafts are stock. Everything's custom. So
snap that. No big deal. We once we got it out, we just took the rear out and drove her back in front.
There you go. So, and that's the nice thing. You're right next to camp.
Yeah, right.
It's almost like that Tennessee wheel, and if you roll right, you can roll right back on the trailer.
Yeah. In the words of Ian Johnson.
That's right.
So let's see. Then
Poor Pryor.
Pryor. Let's have a moment of silence for Pryor. He was so deflated. I felt so bad for the guy.
He was defeated. He had a little engine knock, and I guess Anthony said it was he thinks it's a rod bearing.
Yeah. And it definitely was at the base of the motor. And then Anthony even said, he goes, well, it could be, spark plug or a coil that got disconnected. And I'm like, man, that's odd, but I get it. I don't question him. He's got way more experience with LSs than I do. So he was checking all the plug wires, coils, everything, and everything was firing last night. So it wasn't that. And it's at idle, you don't hear it, but you give it a little gas, and then it's hear you knocking, but you can't come in.
That's right.
So that sucks. And I went over there, and I was trying to lighten the mood, but then I could see he wasn't having it. So I'm like, all right. I just backed into the bushes just like Homer Simpson.
Yep.
Said,
Floating away.
Let him deal with it. And it sucks because he just last 5 months he's been working on it. There were some upgrades they did at Anthony's shop at DFab, and here it is, start of wheeling season. He thinks he's golden, and then that happened. So kind of a plus minus there. It happened early, so he can get it done, and it's not in the middle of a freaking Ford Ice or something and got to drag him out. So it could have been a lot worse. It's never fun to have any mechanical problems like that. Axle shaft, okay, no big deal. That's, order it, and half an hour, you got it changed out, and everything's buttoned back up, and you're good to go.
Right.
If the shaft comes out okay. But you bought some fancy tool, you said? A magnet?
I keep seeing it. There's ads running on it, and it's supposedly a magnetic, just a little, mechanics magnet, extension. And it's got a heavy-duty enough magnet on there
I've seen those.
They'll pull the axle shaft right out on it. That's their claim to fame. And last time I looked at it, I think it was, $20 on Amazon or something. And I was looking for the excuse to buy it. Well, I got it now. So
there you go. Perfect. Yeah. So, yeah. And then you...
I let the girl... Well, the girl was driving... My daughter, Caitlin, was driving the buggy, and had a really odd thing happen. And I think it's because she was pulling back on the steering wheel to try to see over the hood.
Uh-huh.
And she just... We rolled into camp here, and she said, "Dad, something's going on with the steering," and she was just free spinning the steering wheel.
I saw that. I was sitting up here, up above, looking down, and I'm like, how is that even possible? And then I thought, well, maybe the bolts, came out of the steering wheel bracket, set screw or something. I'm like, what? So what happened?
So I have a female spline section that's welded onto the orbital valve.
Okay.
And the steering shaft goes into that spline section, and she just pulled the spline out of that female part, and it must have been loose enough for her to pull it out because she was pulling on the steering wheel to see over the hood.
Yeah.
And
you need to get her a phone book.
Yeah, I do.
Hey, what's that book that Amber uses? Yeah.
Oh man, 101. No, 1,000 useful. 1,000. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a picture. Yeah, it's 1,000 useful things for this book or something. I don't know. Yeah, but it's still sitting under the seat of her race cars.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But that was a super easy fix.
Yeah.
Back out the set screw and push it back in. And
I went to go fill up my my drink, and I came back, and you guys were back out wheeling, so it was that quick.
Yeah, and it was a good thing, actually, because I pulled the hood off and found that, actually, Parker found it. My custom 3D printed remote reservoir mounts were they were leaving the chat.
Were they?
Yeah, the plastic and heat don't mix very well, so they were starting to buckle, and I was going to have a remote reservoir in the radiator pretty quick. So it's a good thing I found that.
Oh, that's good. So you caught that before it turned into something worse.
Yep.
Ooh,
so
chic.
those reservoir mounts are going to need to be made out of some steel.
So okay, well, I know a guy.
Yep.
What else? Was that all the... I mean, that's a lot of carnage in one evening.
Yeah, I think that was just about all the carnage that I saw.
We tried to make Uncle Ed's donut.
Yeah, the only other thing I would really want to mention is...
Uncle Ed.
Yeah, we tried to pay homage to Uncle Ed by making his donuts, and we kind of failed at that. So we just... I think we had the oil too hot and the donuts too big. And so what we thought... When we thought the donuts were cooked... On the outside, they definitely were, but on the inside, they were still really doughy.
They were still doughy.
We needed to make the donuts itself smaller, I think.
Gotcha.
Next year, live and learn.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Uncle Ed did them.
Well, that's right.
Tricks to everything.
He had the right technique. I know. I remember when he busted those out. I think it was a Sunday morning too. Yeah. And I'm like, holy smokes! We just fresh donuts in camp.
Yeah, they were absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
They were not amazing last night.
No, they were not. Yeah, I went over and I'm like, and Kim's like, no, you don't want any of these. They're like super doughy and the gummy in the center. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we tried to refry them, but that didn't work out
Oh
either.
boy, twice fried donuts.
Yep.
So they're
Killed
not
that
like
twice, huh?
They're not like refried beans.
No.
Okay. Darn it. Well, we had plenty of other dessert. I had some chocolate cake that was outstanding, and those bars, the magic bars.
Yep.
And yeah, there was no shortage of desserts and food in general, as always. So yeah, that was cool. Yeah, and then this morning was just quick burritos, I guess. You guys had breakfast burritos? What'd you have?
It was breakfast burritos or just kind of a mix of what, everything,
kinda
bacon,
leftover
sausage,
stuff, yeah.
eggs, whatever else you could find that people had leftovers, threw it on a plate and called it good.
I went to church, so I missed out on breakfast, but
Yeah.
it was a good service.
Yeah, your hair does look a little burned.
It was a good, yes, a little singed. Anyways, so
It was a quiet morning.
Yeah.
Before I knew it, everybody was already loaded up.
Oh my gosh.
All the buggies were on the trailer. I
It
guess
was-
nobody wanted to play this morning.
there was talk of going out in the morning before it got hot, but man, like by 8 o'clock, it was hot.
Yeah.
I mean, it just instantly, as soon as that sun came up, it was hot. So
Well, technically, there's only three surviving buggies, and one immediately told me, "Yeah, nope, it's going on the trailer while it's still alive."
wow.
Yeah. Well, James tried to talk me into one more line, and I said, "No, I know
No.
how this goes.
Yeah, we played
Everybody's
this
loaded
song
up,
before.
and there's nobody to help me.
I
pull me
wasn't
out.
loaded, but I'm glad I didn't go out wheeling last night.
Yeah.
It was a blast though last night.
Oh
man.
no, it is cool.
Grocery Getter won, man. Oh my God, can Anthony wheel that thing?
That's insane.
That was a wild ride.
You guys did, yeah. So talk about that, because you did a couple wicked lines out here off the side of Butt Crack. That's pretty damn steep, and bringing tires up in the air.
Yeah,
And I know you were goating them on.
well, funny thing is, I was trying that earlier in my rig, and you get halfway up it, and you have to fully commit. You gotta, it's not just a small bump. It's not the Moab bump.
Sure.
It's pedal to the metal,
Right.
V8.
Right.
Let the angels sing,
Yeah.
And Anthony just, he got up there and he got the tires heated all up, and then he just looked at me and said, "Here we go.
Yeah, we're going.
We're going." And he went right up, but my God, can that thing get it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's impressive.
Anthony can drive.
And he can drive. That's the other
Yeah.
thing. And that's what's super cool is not only does he build the rig, right? He knows how to wheel, and he's not afraid to push it. He definitely is one of those guys that you got to keep an eye on him, because he's not afraid. He's not afraid of going
uses
over.
it.
Yeah, and people are, I mean, his buggy's beautiful. It's like this candy apple red, and people are like, "Oh, are you gonna actually wheel that thing?" He goes, "Hell yeah, that's what I built it for." I mean,
He made so many laps. I mean, it's so funny because I'll take a lot of people out and that are not really in the sport, and first timers, and they always come out ear to ear grins and stuff like
yeah.
that. I felt the same way after I got out of that passenger seat. We made so many loops, and with the rear steer on that thing handled like an F1 car. Just it was going.
hindsight, I wish I jumped in. Somebody jumped in the back. There was still an open seat, but somebody else jumped in like halfway through your journey there.
Yeah, halfway through. I think
Forget his name.
Clint's son.
Oh,
right?
was it Clint's son? Yeah,
I think
okay,
so.
Clint's
Yeah.
son. Yeah,
He jumped
I
in
was,
and-
I was like, man, I should jump into that thing.
Yep.
But anyways, it was totally comfortable sitting up there watching too.
That thing handled amazingly. I can't believe for
His
how big of a
suspension's
car
dialed.
that is. It just works.
Phil,
Yeah, he
Phil
took that
McCarty.
thing over to Phil, and Phil worked his magic on
Shock
that thing.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Shock Jesus. There we go.
Yeah.
Like to buy a Vial?
I definitely need to make an appointment.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you do, James.
Oh, wow.
You will not regret it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. So then people just started scattering this morning, and where the beginning of the podcast, I said this is the last of the Mohicans, and we said we got to get this documented. But before we go, Carlos, talk about your Buckaroo gear and your. You mentioned it before on previous podcasts, and I mean that's your main bread and butter, right? That's your
Yep.
main business, but it's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, I've been building. I specialize in custom shaps, I've been building custom shops now for 23 years. I've been in the cowboy world pretty much all my life. Since I send stuff all over the world, but it's all custom. If people don't know what shops are, custom leggings are basically they go over your pants to protect your legs and also look cool. But it's all custom leather work. Everyone's built one at a time, handmade by me, and
So you get measurements? Is there
Yep.
So
I have a video on how to measure.
Oh, okay,
and
there you go.
People send measurements in to me, and by now I've been doing it long enough. I can tell if they've measured wrong.
Oh wow!
If numbers are off. Usually, if I have a suspicion they're off, they are.
You call
Yeah.
and go, hey, measure this again.
There's been several times when I went ahead and built to the measurements given, and I knew they were wrong, and I was right.
And then what happens then?
And then I take them back and make sure they fit.
You work them out.
Yeah. So.
And then recently you've done some YouTube videos, and you've been on some other podcasts, some cowboy podcasts and such.
Yep. Yeah, we've. I've been on a couple of different podcasts for the leather business. I've just had another customer of mine. He runs he's the host of a television program that's on the Outdoor Channel called Ranch America.
Okay.
And he came and ordered a pair of shops and brought a full film crew. So it was 3 guys and a director.
Wow.
And brought them to the shop, and we did a whole run through on all the options and measuring and everything. And then recently, about 2 weeks ago actually, he came and picked them up and brought another different film crew, and this guy had this contraption over his head and looked like a big it was a
gimbal type thing.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, gimbal thing, and did the whole run through, and they put a drone in the air and filmed him driving in through the driveway, through the gate.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. But I mean, I've been doing it now for, like I said, 23 years. So I think, most of my business is word of mouth, and I would say I'm pretty well known in that sort of niche. So
is this going to be the next Yellowstone spinoff here?
Maybe. Except for it's going to be real.
It's going to be real.
And people are going to know how to ride.
There you go. So you're saying that Yellowstone wasn't 100% accurate with the ranching going on?
There's no train station.
There's no train station. Oh boy.
I'm not knocking Yellowstone because it's done a lot for our industry. You wouldn't believe.
I was going to ask that.
You wouldn't believe how many retailers have sold product that's related to Western and cowboy culture. So because of Yellowstone.
Yeah,
so,
people fully embraced it. The writer rides. Yeah.
Yeah. The director. Yeah.
Yeah, the director. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting how TV shows have influence like that on society, right?
Yep.
So when does that air? Do you know yet? The Ranch America episode?
They told me it'll be out in September.
Okay.
And I think they're working on a streaming service because right now the Outdoor Channel is only on cable or satellite.
Okay.
So, but as soon as I know, I'll let you know.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll post something up on your IG page and
for sure.
tag Wheelie Wine and Whiskey, and we'll reshare it.
For sure.
That's cool, man. That's super cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And what else is going on? My beautiful wife surprised me with an amazing birthday weekend.
Great. I'm glad you brought this up.
And she flew us out to Arizona, and we got to go up and see Shannon and Jess Campbell. And I'll tell you what, they are the salt of the earth people. Jess and Shannon didn't know us from Sikkim, and welcomed us into a shop. And and I'm not that kind of guy where I'm going to be like show up and say, here I am.
Yeah, right.
Host me, meet me. But and I didn't want to interrupt what Shannon was doing. He was working, but within 5 minutes we're talking about all kinds of different stuff. And he says, hey, you want to go to dinner tonight? And I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So 3-time king Shannon Campbell, one of my heroes, my idols, and he's like, I told him that, and he's like, you got to be careful who your heroes are. But the most humble, down to earth, salt of the earth people, and I really, really appreciate it. It was an amazing weekend. We went to dinner. drank quite a bit of whiskey.
Yeah.
And talked about everything. And next morning, I was hurt. I was very hurt. And he told us...
You got overserved?
Yeah, well, I overserved myself. I was pouring drinks for Shannon, too, so we were both on the same page.
Jess went to bed. And
Jess went
said,
to bed.
You guys,
so did Kim.
Yeah, and Kim did, too. See, that was the first sign right there.
Yeah, so, but he said, hey, come over in the morning. The next morning, I get up and stumble over there, and he's in the kitchen cooking us breakfast. I mean...
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know. It was surreal.
That is
really
cool. Yeah, Kim called me, your wife, and because I just booked the cabin and we're going out to Shannon and Jess's place, in Arizona. I'm like, well, that's super cool.
Yeah.
And I said, she goes, it's going to be a surprise, but you figured it out pretty short order. What was going on?
Yeah, Kim she likes to know the plan, and she just tells me we're doing something. It's going to be a surprise. We're going to travel on an airplane. And I said, cool. And then she keeps on poking me. Do you want to know where we're going? Do you want to know where we're going? I'm like, no, let it be a surprise. And she couldn't stand me not wanting to know. So I ended up putting 2 and 2 together because I had been following. We watched, she got hooked on it whenever Shannon and Jess were posting every day at King of the Hammers on their YouTube channel.
Yeah, the YouTube channel.
So she got really into it, and so we've been watching their YouTube channel now ever since it started.
Sure.
And I get a kick out of it watching Shannon, and he shares everything. It's all of his fabrication stuff, and then also a lot of what they do for fun, personal life
their
and
little
stuff.
trips and such.
But so we've been following that. So that's where she got the idea from, and then I guess she contacted you.
Yeah.
And asked you about it. And I think she also contacted Chris Ray.
Okay.
And but yeah, it wasn't a surprise and for very long. I kind of guessed what we were doing.
Yeah,
so.
That's cool. Yeah, what a great birthday there. And
that was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we hear it over and over. Shannon's been on the podcast a couple times and just talking with him. And I mean, it still blows me away that he knows my name, It's like, dude, you're all that in a bag of chips, but he does not have that attitude, No. And super humble guy, super talented, and fun to hang out with,
Yeah, he's very
they
fun,
like to party, but then they're big on their morning fitness routine, and they like to party, but they want to stay in shape, so they keep the workouts going so they can party.
Yeah, they work hard and play harder.
Work hard and play harder.
That guy
exactly.
works. He's a working fool. I mean, once he gets on something, he's out in that shop. He would be out in that shop until that buggy was done if Jess would let him.
Right.
But
man, yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, you've had a good start of 2025, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had quite a bit of diversity the last couple of years. So
yeah. Yep. Life threw some curveballs at you, and unfortunate, but that's life. I hate that cliche, but it's so freaking true. And so it's refreshing to have a better start to 2025 and
for sure.
Have some fun for a change. So yeah, right on, man. Well, it's super cool. Anybody got anything else to share, say, comments, concerns, complaints? Call the Snail Trail complaint line. You got anything, James? No?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Nothing else.
I think we covered everything pretty thoroughly of Moonrocks 2025. Biggest event yet, 11th annual. Oh, and we got cake coming, and Kim displayed her Shannon Campbell sweatshirt, making chicken. What's it say? Making chicken salad out of chicken shit. Yeah, that's a great shirt.
That is awesome.
I love that one. Yeah, awesome. We did. What's that? The first night?
Yeah, coming up to where you call Thunder Mountain, and then coming up and night wheeling for the first night.
Yeah, so we did do some night wheeling. That's a good point. So we when we got here and got unloaded, and everybody was just kind of shaking the rust off, because this is one of the first wheeling trips of the season, and it's getting reacquainted with your rig,
real quick.
Yeah, real quick, and you can get into some spicy stuff real quick out here, pick and choose, but. We went out and did, butt crack, okay, and some other lines, okay, and then of course I knew it was going to get into our western area, and saddle up, cowboys. We got into some steep terrain and off camber. And
if you're going to night wheel, this is the place to do it.
it really is. It really
It's
is.
so much fun.
Night wheeling offers such a different perspective on the rocks and what you can see, and you're right next to camp, so if something happens,
Yep.
you know,
Drag you back to camp.
it's not like trying to night wheel on Fordyce.
Oh, yeah.
or the Rubicon,
where you may spend the night out there.
where consequences are a lot higher.
Yeah,
So,
worst case scenario, hopefully anything happens, but you don't get hurt, and you could just walk back to camp in about 10 minutes and just be at the rig in the morning.
wear your harnesses.
Yeah.
always.
Always, yeah. Seatbelts, harnesses, very important, especially in this situation, and keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle at all times. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I think that puts a bow on this. We got cake being served, some afternoon lunch cake, tea and crumpets on the moon. Chris, that's going to be the title of this podcast. Or
Make
cake
sure everybody checks out the new merch store over at Wheel and Wine and Whiskey.
Oh,
right?
hey, thanks for plugging that, Carlos. That's cool. We got that going. So we got that discount code. So check that out. And Chris and I will bump the episode, and we'll give that information in here.
Don't forget to give Ruby Tracks a shout out.
Yep. Ruby Tracks. This will be sponsored by Ruby Tracks, as it has been for the past few weeks, which is awesome. So I think it's Cake on the Moon. We're going to call this Cake on the Moon.
Cake on the Moon.
Cake on the Moon.
And if you guys need anything leather related, go to Buckaroo Gear on Instagram. Or you can also check out the fabrication channel, which is at Tac1 Fab. And I've got a full build series on the race car I'm building on there. So that'll be, if it doesn't put you to sleep, you might find it entertaining.
You've been cranking out some cool videos as well, and there's an heavy educational component to it, and you're not afraid to throw out your mistakes either. It's not all roses and in fabrication.
I try
and
to be
you're,
real as I can
You're
get.
very transparent, which is great, and I know the viewers appreciate that and can relate to that, because we don't always get it right the first time.
Yep.
But that's how you learn, and you just don't make that same mistake twice. So
Yep.
I definitely got to throw in there that definitely watch that show. It puts it in perspective of real world stuff, not movie magic where you tune in one series, half the car's done. You tune in next series and next season, and it's done, ready to go.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
It definitely puts it in perspective on how much time and work actually goes into it, and it can be a slow process.
Yeah, I think I'm up to episode 57.
are you really?
Yeah, and I look back, I've been working on this buggy off and on for 2.5 years.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, obviously I don't do it full time.
No,
and there's been some things that have come up in life that have taken me off of it for
Sure.
6 months at a time. But
Sure.
yeah, I'm back on it. I'm spending a bunch of money. I got a pile of parts, so I need to keep it going.
No, absolutely. You got the momentum, and especially now, like wheeling season, that you get even more motivated, right? You're like,
Yep.
In the winter when it's cold, dark, rainy, sun's going down early, you're like, okay, whatever. But when you get out wheeling, it's like, okay, we got to get back on it.
Yep.
That's like me. I got a laundry list of things to do to the buggy, and I'm fired up.
Yep.
So, right on. Well, thanks for your time. Thanks for the hospitality of Black Betty Studios here.
Absolutely.
It's very,
Anytime.
very cushy here.
I think this is the third podcast you've done in here.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did. We did the one last year, right? You had this last year, and then we
Miracle
did the
Truss.
Miracle Truss.
Yep.
With Corey, Ricky Berry, and Jake White from Cardo Tracks, all Miracle Truss. They Ricky and Jake building their Miracle Truss shops. Ricky's is done. Jake's is almost done now. So, and I'm still in the planning stages of mine, but we're working towards that.
Yeah.
I got a lot of crazy ideas.
Hopefully we'll have a couple more on the West Coast here.
That's right. And you might be having one too. So, good stuff, man. This is great. All right, there it is. Moonrocks 2025.
In the books.
11th annual, I think Carlos said. That's pretty cool. So, and it keeps growing every year. And the food was great, and the camaraderie was on high. And I need to mention too that Dave Ainsworth got you and I a gift from, I believe it was Argentina, when they were visiting in Argentina, but it's Crazy Donkey Santorini Brewing Company.
Uh-huh.
And always unfiltered and fresh. And it's got a picture of a donkey on there. It's a cool coffee cup. Inside it says hip hoppity kick ass ale. So
Nice.
yeah, it's a cool coffee mug. So you got you and I mug. Lorenzo, he's like, "Where's my mug? You can use mine. How about that? I don't even know how you're going to pick up a mug with your hooves.
He's gonna have
You figure it out. Okay. All right. Well, here you go. Good
he's
luck
gonna
with
have
that.
a thumb attached.
Yeah.
Prosthetic thumb.
Thanks, Dave, for thinking of us and getting us those. These are super cool. So
Yeah,
add that
thank
to
you.
the coffee mug. It's a cool mug too. It's unique and it's got a nice, this triangle handle that fits securely.
Nice.
Doesn't move around.
Well, I sure
I
hope
may
not. That.
Lorenzo's asking if we could put whiskey in it. Yes, we can.
Well,
It's a drinking vessel.
Cup
put
shape,
any-
and it holds
any liquid in it.
wet liquids. I would say it's a safe bet you can
Yeah.
put liquid
Yeah,
in it.
put whiskey in it. Anyways, so that's cool. But yeah, a great event, lots of fun. Buggy did well. We conquered some crazy terrain, did the trails, that Boondoggle Trail and the Blazer Canyon Trail. Yeah, just fun time out there. It's a great place to go, and you can, like I say, pick your own poison, and it's
And
close
it's
to home.
not too far from you.
No, it's close to home. Hour and 20, I guess. Yeah, easy peasy. So yeah, that's that event in the books. I can't believe it. I mean, this summer is just rolling through already.
Yeah, no doubt.
So-
I gotta get on the trail myself.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm home for a while and be working on stuff and get things re-ready. Re-rack. It's wheel, brake, fix, repeat. So
Well, you were saying you got some issues with the buggy. I think you got some issues with the Jeep. You just got to spend some time wrenching. I guess.
I need to work on stuff instead of driving the hell out of it.
Well, that's wash, rinse, repeat. You just fix
Right.
it, break it, like you said.
Right.
So
That's right. Exactly. No, it's great. So, yeah, good stuff, man. And yeah, you'll have to make it one of these years. I think you would enjoy it out there.
Well, one of the things that's been just the listeners are all very aware that I've been very busy at work doing a grow in at the range, at the golf course, the new driving range. We had a soft opening a month or so ago, or 2 months ago, I guess. But as this drops, we'll have had the official grand opening at for the new driving range, this multi-million-dollar project I've been, working my ass off on, my crew and I, and of course the contractors. But yeah, it all came to fruition, and it's been
cool.
been a hard slog to make this happen. And
Yeah.
but a little bit of sweat, a little bit of tears. But you know how it is, man. You got to do the job for a while, and then you can recreate. So
Exactly.
I'm kind of hoping there's going to be a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel after this. Once this week is over, and I can put in for some comp time and burn some vacation, and hopefully get up to the mountains and do some therapy of my own, and just even if I go up alone and just camp and vegetate,
mountain therapy. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
that's kind of on my
it's
list.
It's really good. Good.
So
good.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a correction. It's from Greece. Greece is where this Crazy Donkey Brewing is.
Oh shit! That's off my beaten path.
It's I haven't been there. Want to go? Be great.
Greece, good food. Good. I like Greek food.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. What else?
That's all I got.
That's all you got? Sweet.
You got anything else? How do they get a hold of us?
They can get a hold of us like we mentioned at the beginning of the show, 408-800-5169. Leave a voice message, and someday we'll actually be able to play them clearly for you. You can email Jason at wheelingwinewhiskey.com. You can email Chris, I'm Chris, Chris at wheelingwinewhiskey.com. You can also go to our website, www.wheelingwinewhiskey.com, and see all of our past episodes there. And never, ever forget about the IG, which is super fun. It's at Wheeling Wine Whiskey. There's lots of going on, lots of stuff happening. And that's kind of the best way nowadays to, keep up with current events with Ultra 4 racing and, all the different racers we like to talk about or visit with and so forth and so on. And I don't know. I think that's kind of it.
That's it. And don't forget to go to rubytracks.com. Check out all the cool
Absolutely.
stuff there. Okay, one last thing, Chris, our motto here. What's our motto on our podcast?
We give till it hurts.
That's right. And we are giving away free shirts.
Yes, sir.
Yes, free shirts, as promised on the last episode. Stay tuned to this episode. And if you're listening all the way to the end, you get a free T-shirt.
Well, we're going to tell you how to get a free T-shirt.
How do you get your free T-shirt? Now, of course, nothing's ever really free, is it?
No.
There's always some catch.
That's right.
The shirt itself is free. So it's a $25 shirt, Gildan
those
tee.
are good.
So a good T-shirt. It's not some cheese dick, paper thin, wash it once and turns into a shop rag shirt. It's a legit shirt. And you can actually customize it however you want.
That's
so
right.
basically, this is launching our new, swag, I guess you could say, the new
merch
format for the swag, the merch. Yes. So you go to our site. You're going to go to wheelingwineandwhiskey.com.
Yes, sir.
And then on the very top, you scroll down, you got my ugly mug, Chris's ugly mug, and you scroll past that, and then you'll come right to a free T-shirt offer. And it says, don't click this if you want a free T-shirt. Well, click it. That's going to give you a link to our merchandise and to that shirt. And you can customize that shirt. You've got like 4 colors to choose from.
Right.
You got 4 logos to choose from. So you got the hero logo that's full color.
Yeah.
You got the black logo that you could put on an army green or a heather gray. Or there's the white outline logo that you could put on a black shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can customize, you pick your color, pick your logo, and you can either put it on the front of the shirt, you can put it on the back of the shirt. The other caveat, if you want to put like a small logo on the front left breast and then the big logo on the back, you can do that, but that's going to be $6.95 extra.
That's right.
Okay. So the only catch to this thing is that you pay for shipping and handling.
Correct.
So while you're there, you might as well order up some other swag. It's not too early for Christmas, but there's got to be some birthdays and stuff coming up. Father's Day just happened, but maybe it's a little retro Father's Day gift, or just a hey, thinking of you gift. Get well soon gift.
Sierra Trek's right around the corner. You might want to have some swag to wear when you're at Sierra Trek. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of cool options out there. So you can go on there and I like to say there is mugs and beach blankets and all kinds of cool stuff. But so that's it. You can be a cheapskate and just get your free shirt and pay for shipping and handling and get the fuck out. And that's okay. That's cool. Or you can go in and add a couple things, help ease the shipping and handling costs there. And boom, you got a few cool Wheeling Wine and Whiskey swag items to enhance your summer. It's pretty cool. So that's the gist of it. It's pretty simple. This is a limited time offer.
That's right.
You have 24 hours to get your shirt, free shirt.
24 minutes.
Better hurry up. I hope you're listening. You're not too far behind in episodes. No, this offer will expire June 30th, 2025.
14 days.
Yeah, you got till the end of the month. So there you go. So we can't make it much easier. Go to the website, check it out, click the free shirt. Or click this if you don't want a free shirt, I think is what it says. That's how they put on there. And then, it's a $25 shirt. You fully customize it, and off you go. Yeah, you got 4 colors to choose from: black, heather gray, like a royal blue, and an army green.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, and then it shows you a little preview of your shirt. And then if you want to throw in some other swag, do it up, check out, and off you go. So there you go.
Perfect. I like it.
Pretty straightforward.
Yes, sir.
And
Do
again,
it. Do it now.
Do it now. Yep. And Lorenzo,
Get on the chopper.
Lorenzo's shaking his head that we're giving away free shit. Well, that's how we do this. That's how we win friends and influence people.
Perfect.
Dale Carnegie's book. All right. Well, there you go.
And we're out.